Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Once again, I'm Ned from Ned's Stack Bits, otherwise known as your friendly neighborhood basement dweller. Don't worry, ma'am, I am from the internet, and down here we like to get into spooky, scary stuff, and one spooky, scary stuff we really like getting into is angels and demons. Now, here we are seeing what they say is supposed to be a cherub from the book of Ezekiel, but this doesn't look like a cherub at all. Cherubs are associated with the movements of God, and we all know that they look a little bit different. From everything that I have learned, this looks like a seraphim. A seraphim is a multiple-eyed unit, while a cherub looks like us. I'm just going to throw in there, maybe God looks like us because we were created in his image, correct? But there are different levels of angels, and the host of angels, I think there's, no, I'm off here, but there's like 7 of them or something like that. And no, there's 7 different levels of heaven and hell, so I'm off. But anyways, I'm getting close. But anyways, this is a seraphim known as having 6 wings, often associated with fire, holiness, and the direct presence of God's throne. Not his movement, his thrones. Sometimes represented with eyes and artistic depictions to symbolize divine representation. There's one thing I want to get into here, is that I really think that this bridges the gap between what we understand about spiritualism and quantum mechanics. Now, here's the thing about quantum theory, mathematics. If we are 3-dimensional beings going through the 4th dimension, okay? So within the 5th dimension, if we were in the 5th dimension, we could see other universes at the same time where we have made other decisions a lot like ours. If we could see in the 6th dimension, we could see those universes forward and backwards in time, but if we wanted to get to another one of those universes, we have to go backwards in time. I haven't figured out how that works, but that's how the math works. If you get into the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th dimension, you can see all of the multiverses attached to our Big Bang. There's other Big Bangs. We can't see those yet in the 7th dimension. We can see every multiverse associated with our Big Bang, forward and backwards through time. So I'm not going any further than that, but basically there's more than 30. We can understand 10 or 11 of them. God exists as waves or particles in number 10. This is, to me, this is a creature created by a celestial to look into multiple dimensions simultaneously. Now, we're looking at it here thinking, oh, this is what it is. And I'm telling you, we can't comprehend what this thing is because we can't comprehend anything that exists beyond the 4th dimension, that is time. We move across the 4th dimension, but we can go forward. We can't stay in the same place. You can't go backwards. These creatures, this looks like the representation of a creature that can see in 8 dimensions and communicate with 9th, 10th, and 11th. That's what this looks like. I bet to it looks really good. I bet to it looks fine. I bet to God or celestials, this thing looks great. This thing looks wonderful. This is exactly what it's supposed to look like. But right now it's looking at us through dimensions we can't comprehend. Does that make sense? And through quantum math, we have figured out things like black holes exist. So when I was young, I still remember being in my buddy's backyard, and he was like, dude, let me tell you about black holes. I just learned about them in school, and they're only a theory right now. We don't know if they're really real. I remember that within my life. That was the early 90s. And then we stared at the sky so long that we watched stars disappear. We watched light and stars disappear within my lifetime. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? Like, you could have said something like that to an ancient Greek, that something silently ate a star, and they would say it was a god. And geez, when I think of the power of a black hole, a singularity that can pull absolutely anything into it, turn it into strings, and spit it out in some place we've never seen before or can't even comprehend, yeah, that sounds pretty godlike. Just on the sidelines, they had Pluto before we discovered Pluto, the ancients. What's up with that? So there's legitimately names for things in different directions that, in different dimensions that we don't understand, like a tesseract. And like it would suggest, these are basically cubes moving around. And there's things for every other dimension. I run into people And I'm like, you know what a tesseract is? And they're like, yeah, do you know what this thing is? Dude told me what one of these 8th dimensional things was, and it looked really weird. What I'm saying is, maybe angels are real. I'm not saying the Bible's real. Maybe angels are real. And maybe through our faith in angels and the Christian Judeo Yahweh, we're creating something that and projecting something that isn't actually there. Let's look at the Philip experiment done by paranormal psychologists. No, sorry. More intelligent people than I am with a bigger brain. Parapsychology. Reasonable people, normal people, parapsychologists that manage to get a ghost to exist, knock on tables, and do multiple other things. And the placebo, a pill that people will give us that's basically a sugar pill that'll automatically make us feel better. How is that not magic? How is that not magic? But anyways, I look at these angels and I am not seeing something that came from a book that made us. I am seeing something that we made with our belief system. But that's just me. What's your take on it? Anyways, this is it for me. Nev from Tech. Let's have a good one, folks. Take care of each other.